It's the Let's Go Eat and Drink Show with hosts Jimmy Santangelo and Bill Allred. I'm your announcer, Zach Caton, and we're coming to you live on tape from the Clearwater Distilling Company, 564 West, 700 South, Suite 401, Pleasant Grove, Utah. Today's conversation is with Matt and Stephanie O'Clair, founders and owners of the Clearwater Distilling Company, one of the most unique distilleries in Utah, if not the whole country. Now, here are your hosts, Jimmy and Bill.
La 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 la.
Okay, let's see what we got here. That's a good volume.
I got the big four.
Do you
Sacrament.
Can you knock me down a scooch on the volume when you have a second? A little bit too much. That was a big scooch. Thanks, brother. I'm kidding.
What kind of cheese is that? Barely buzzed.
That's their tea hive. Bergamot and chamomile.
He's got the radio voice going. Bergamot. Chamomile.
Here.
It's just one of those.
These are kind of weird headphones. So you just
Such a pretentious word, almost, you know?
Yes, I need my evening helping of chamomile.
Is it chamomile or chamomile?
I don't know.
Chamomile. I don't know.
To anyone other
Last
than
time I walked a mile.
See that this microphone stand is doing it too.
What's that?
What? See, you
Oh.
want dirt. Okay, here's what I did to stop it.
Steph's has directional issues.
I kind of got it to where I want it, and then bent the cord under and sat it. Does that make sense?
What is that called when you get your suit fitted? And he asks if there's a term if you lean left
just
or
get
right
close
for the men's
to it.
trousers.
Wait, dress.
We're sussy.
Dress left or dress right?
Dress left or dress left.
Did you ever hear? It's a really long joke, but about a guy who goes into
Take your time. We got booze.
guy who goes in to buy a suit, and the tailor fits it, and the guy says, I don't know. I don't think I like the way it's fitting. It says it seems it's a little like the lapels are, and the tailor says, look, you just go like this and walk around like this, and nobody will notice. It looks good. Okay. He says, but now right here down in the pant, it kind of hangs a little weird here. And the tailor says, well, just grab it and pull it up like this, and then it says, but it says, here, tuck that under your chin like that, because you'll need your other. Because over here, now hold it like this. And the guy goes, okay. He says, I'll give it a try. And he leaves the tailor shop, and he's walking along, and passes these two guys, and one of these guys says, oh, that poor unfortunate cripple. And the other guy says, yeah, but that's a great-looking suit. And it's better if you stand up and act it out. That poor unfortunate man, he's so disabled. Yeah, that is sad. But God, what a great-looking suit.
That is a groaner. I'm sorry.
I love that joke.
Well,
my gosh.
I'll drink to that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
What was that?
Oh. Yeah.
Are we ready to go here?
Yeah, we're going.
Okay, we're rolling it. Most of this will. Is that joke going to make it onto the show?
Oh,
That's what I thought.
I see a sizzle reel in our future.
Yeah, except
Outtake.
I don't want to say handicapped. Is that what I said?
You said crippled.
Crippled. That's even worse.
Wow. Yeah,
I don't want to say
decades
that.
old on that one.
I don't want to say that. So make sure you fix that, will you? Can you fix it? Yeah. All right.
Dawson's voice.
Functionally challenged.
Overdub.
He'll just go.
Disabled.
That's what he said. All right, it's the Let's Go Eat and Drink show, and we're moving. We're in Utah County. We in Pleasant Grove specifically, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, they must not make it down here much.
It's gotten busier. I'm usually here on a
don't.
Sunday.
Yeah.
And man, is it trafficky.
I don't make it past 21st South in Salt Lake City very much. I don't like to go any further south than 21st South.
Yeah, unless you're going to Vegas.
Yeah, and then I just got to get on the freeway and go. But other than that, we are at Clearwater Distillery or Distilling.
Distilling Company.
Okay, Clearwater Distilling Company, and we're with the founders and distillers and the owners and all of that. We'll be talking to them in just a second. But of course, this is all brought to you by our good friends at Beehive Cheese. In a league of its own, Utah Beehive Cheese elevates humble cheddar to artisanal greatness with spirited flavors that spark conversation, producing award-winning cheeses that bring friends and family together. Beehive Cheese earned first place at the 2022 American Cheese Society competition, and they were named makers of the best American cheese at the World Cheese Awards in 2021, earning the Slow Food Snail of Approval late 2022. Beehive Cheese is also one of only 7 American cheesemakers to be B Corp certified. If you want to know what B Corp certified is, look it up. And we are going to Jimmy. What cheese did you bring?
This is the Tea Hive. Yeah, it's rubbed with bergamot and chamomile. It's kind of really nice. Please help yourself. Have a little nibble of it. And it's their promontory wheel that they use. That's their mother cheese. It's the base cheese. It's a cow dairy. So nice, solid cheddar for sure.
And it's rubbed with what?
Chamomile and bergamot.
Bergamot tea.
Bergamot, I believe.
Yeah. I've rubbed myself with bergamot on occasion, but my mother cheese said, "Please stop." I don't know what I'm talking about. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to this program, this podcast. If you're just listening to the audio portion of the podcast, that's well and good, but you could see what's going on as well if you go to our YouTube channel. We record all of these for visual consumption as well. And thank you for doing it. And by the way, we have, this is our paid, we don't have a paid subscription. This is all free.
We're giving it right to you.
It's all free. Someday you just watch it. We're going to have a paid subscription, and then you'll be sorry. Let me introduce our guests here. We are at the Clearwater Distilling Company Incorporated. I guess we are with the owners and developers, and I don't know what they call themselves exactly. Matt Auclair and Stephanie Auclair. Lovely name, Auclair.
Thank you.
Matt, what do you call yourself?
A lot of things, but when I'm around here, normally I'm referred to as the CEO.
The CEO of Clearwater. And Stephanie?
President.
Stephanie's microphone is not registering at all, Dawson. So
How about that?
Yeah, get real close to it as well.
Yes, so president, and I do marketing and HR.
Okay. And this room that we're sitting in, tell us about this room before we start talking about the beverages that you make.
Yeah, we wanted to have a really nice, relaxing, really brand-fitting tasting room. And not, this is you could consider a distillery, an industrial facility, or even, a large commercial one. But having folks in to do tastings and whatnot, we just wanted, again, them to be comfortable. And so we chose via the brand, which is a neo-prohibition brand, kind of a Victorian era, Edwardian, late Edwardian era styling. And normally we've got some nice music going on. And hopefully you think the chairs are nice and comfortable.
These are awesome.
It's lovely in here too. I mean, it's now the furniture is this authentic or is this reproductions or whatever?
It's all a mixture, honestly, and some of it's contemporary, made to look in that era, but it all kind of fits. And we made kind of some decisions to say, okay, this really works with it, this really doesn't work with it. And even these alabaster chandeliers that we got,
they're beautiful.
Yeah, thanks. I found them online for $9,000, but that was after I paid $50 on KSL for them.
You really did? You found the $9,000 ones?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, that's great.
Someone was getting rid of them for
for whatever reason, yeah. And also there's the wallpaper. It's like that brocade, that kind of.
It's called anaglypta.
Anaglypta. It's textured wallpaper. The ceiling. At first, I thought it was metal, but it's gold leafed.
No, it's just painted
It's
with a
Metallic
metallic
paint.
gold.
It's meant to reminisce the gold or
Yeah.
the metallic ceiling.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a gold, one of those gold tin ceilings, but it looks almost gold leafed as well. And this is a great room, and people can come here and you do tastings. I know, Jimmy, you do tastings here and cigar events. Probably we ought to start with the beverages that you guys have distilled, but you also have your own line of cigars here as well. Is that right?
Well, we maintain a walk-in humidor, mainly because of the fact that here we are down in Utah County, and it's hard to find a place where you can get really premium cigars. And we know not everybody smokes cigars, and that's great. However, most people that do smoke cigars, nearly all, like to enjoy a spirit to go with it.
Yeah.
So that's really kind of the idea, is that we bring in the folks that would normally have to travel pretty far to get some good cigars. They don't have to go as far. And
Now, so first of all, what made you do this? Why? What's your background? You haven't been doing this all your life, Matt. What made you do this?
certainly not. Yeah, I spent 25 years in software. Ended up in enterprise data architecture, and of course, it's a natural segue into distilling.
Yeah. I don't even know what enterprise data. I don't know what that is at all. So
It's not important. It's not nearly as interesting as making booze, I promise. But yeah, we had a group of friends that we would invite over pretty regularly every month or so. And we'd do like a poker party, but I've always been a liquor snobber, for a long time. And, when our friends would come over, I'd be like, hey, you got to try this really cool scotch, or you got to or check out this cool cachaça. And, just recreationally and just, from a social standpoint, and help. And actually, I tried to ruin them as best I could, to say, this is the good stuff.
yeah.
And so anyway, they thought it would be a cool idea. They all chipped in together one year for Christmas and bought us a still.
Really?
Yeah.
Your friends bought you a still.
Yeah.
Well, those are friends.
Right. And I was just surprised.
Was it like a little 5-gallon, 15-gallon?
Yeah,
Like
it's
the one
right in
right
the-
outside.
Oh my! Oh yeah, on the display.
Yeah, it was one of those hillbilly moonshine stills with a proper thumper and a worm and all that. But you can't.
No, wait a minute. I can't let that pass. With a proper thumper and a worm. What?
Oh, sorry.
of the still.
I use
Yeah.
lingo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So a thumper is essentially a passive boiler. It's also called a retort, but essentially the heat from the main part of the still warms that up, and it boils again the mixture, so you actually get double distillation.
It's called a still because it's distilling, like you distill water or anything.
Yeah, I've never done that.
And what's the thumper or the worm? I mean?
The worm.
Yeah, the worm is just essentially it's a copper coil.
The coil, okay.
Yeah, so that you
Condenser.
surround it with cold water. in the middle.
So your friends bought you a still so that you could start making your own hooch at home.
Yep.
And you did that.
Yeah, you can't disappoint your friends, right? So
How did it turn out?
I thought it was going to be really, really bad. I didn't want to do it just out of the gate. I wanted to kind of learn about it first, so wasn't really starting fires or anything bad like that. And so spent some time on YouTube University, read some books and different things, and watched it on TV. No.
Yeah.
Watch a lot of episodes of MASH.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, threw something together. I was on a sangria kick at the time, and I thought, well. You can make anything with this thing, and obviously you can distill anything that has alcohol in it. And I thought, well, how cool would it be to distill a sangria, and knowing you had to take the fruit and the things that weren't necessarily fermented, but I took those, fermented those, and then put that with some wine in the still and fired it up, and well, hell, it was pretty drinkable. Like really drinkable. In
That's
fact,
awesome.
That was the very first run. That was actually the very first recipe of Josephine.
Now, when you the very first recipe of what? I'm sorry,
Josephine.
Josephine. What this is, Josephine Baker. This one, and this is one of the products that you make here at Clearwater. You say that it's an eau de vie.
Correct. Yep.
What is technically an eau de vie?
So there's no American definition for eau de vie, which is why we used it. However, the classic...
Seems like water of life, doesn't that?
That's right, yeah. Aquavit, same kind of meaning. But it's essentially a distilled fruit.
Oh, okay.
And an unaged distilled fruit if you're in France or anywhere in Europe, and actually a single type of fruit. So we don't qualify quite for the European definition, but we felt that the way we put it together, because it's got an enormous number of fruits in it, it's got apple and pear and peach and mango and strawberry and blueberry, and then we also, like I said, mixed it with the wine. We actually used a Sonoma Pinot Noir that we'd mixed in with this latest batch, and then also molasses. Which gives it some tropical notes, a little bit of complexity.
Is it sweet then? Is it? No.
Well, it's a little bit sweet. It's a lot earthy, but super complex. Very complex.
We should try a little bit of that.
I think we should.
Dawson, would you hand us some cups right there?
Now we're sampling one of your other products here at Clearwater. What is this one?
That's Rene.
Okay.
So it's named after Rene Cassin. He was well, there's a long story about Rene, but suffice it to say that he's Nobel Peace Prize winner. It is a blend of an exo class, or upwards of 30-year-old Armagnac, with American rye whiskey.
So Armagnac is essentially a brandy.
Yeah, it's a cousin to the cognac. It's made with the same grape, the Uni Blanc, and it's in a different region and a little bit of a different distilling style. And anymore, the cognacs are really distilled by the bigger guys, Remy Martin and Courvoisier, and there's a few others. The Armagnacs are definitely smaller producers and more classic style.
I think I used to drink a lot of Courvoisier. I don't know. I got on a kick of it with a friend of mine when we were in college, and we drank a lot of Courvoisier, and I liked it. And it will really smash you quickly. But I didn't realize that brandy and is I thought it was like whiskey. It seemed like whiskey to me. I didn't. And then somebody said, it comes from grapes. I went, what? Really? No kidding. Yep. That was back when I drank things without asking what they were.
I think we're all guilty of that at some point, right? For sure.
Okay, now this is the fruit distilled Josephine, named after Stephanie.
No, Josephine Baker.
No, I don't. I was saying named after Stephanie.
Gotcha.
No, you
My
wouldn't.
middle name is Joe, so I thought you were making.
Oh,
some
really?
joke.
Oh, okay.
No, Josephine Baker, an amazing woman.
Tell
with a great
people who
story.
Josephine Baker was.
Well, she was born in America in the early 1900s when, as if it's solved now, but racism was a problem then.
She was a woman of color.
Yes. And she ended up becoming a great dancer, kind of learning on the streets. And at first she was just kind of one of the backup dancers, but then she started being really funny. She'd make faces and do special dances. Anyway, she wasn't getting the opportunities that she deserved in America, so she ended up going to Paris, where they kind of adopted her, and she's now in the Pantheon. So,
She became a huge star
a huge
in
star.
Paris.
Yes, and adopted children.
And this was in the early 1900s?
Mid 1900s. She died in the 70s. So, she became.
And while
a
she was
huge
there,
star.
she actually was a spy for the Allies during World War II.
Oh, I had heard that. Yeah. So you named this after her.
Yes.
And by the way, the bottles and are all of these that we're I'm looking at here, and the things we're sampling, are these all available in the liquor store?
They are. We have a few distillery exclusives, but for the most part, like the Wednesday whiskey is still only here at the distillery. The vodka is just getting into the state stores, despite the fact that it should have been early last month, moving at the speed of government. But everything else is.
Let's go back to the other one,
Renee?
The Renee. That I understand is limited, very limited.
It is in the number of bottles that we produce. And another thing that's limited about it is the coin.
Oh, that's right. So I had a bottle of it, and there was a coin. Well, explain what you've done with it.
So, Renee is obviously the blend of Armagnac and rye, and it has characteristics of both. So when you drink it, you'll get that sweet Armagnac, cognac, candy, fruit, and then it ends kind of spicy. But as far as the design of the bottle, we put a lot of thought into it. So Matt actually designed the coin. They're custom coins made just for us. And in a batch of about 3,300 bottles, all the coins are solid copper.
Right.
with a bunch of imagery on them, and you can learn more about that. He made a video, I believe, on YouTube. But then there's 15 solid sterling silver and 1 solid 18-karat gold made by people who make Super Bowl rings. So they're exclusive. The batch 1 gold was found. The batch 2 gold is still out there, and there's still many silvers out there. And if you look at it with like a jeweler's loop, there's a tiny little 1 or 2. The batch number is also minted on the coin.
Now, how do you? I mean, it is possible that whoever gets the gold coin, 1 gold coin in the batch, he doesn't have to tell you, or she does not have to tell you that they got it.
That's right. Or they could have lost it. Who knows? Some bartender
Yeah.
could have flung it under a counter or something.
Yeah.
It's horrible to think of the bad things that could happen to it. But
Yeah.
But we did. The
let's
person who
think
found
about the
batch
good.
1 came in, and we got a picture of him and everything. So.
Really, that's nice. That's great. What would that gold coin be worth essentially?
It cost us almost $1,400 just to make it.
Yeah.
So, and it's probably worth more than that in terms of its uniqueness and collectability, and
Right.
yeah, the one that was on the bottle that Jimmy brought was a copper. I've got it at home. I should have brought it with me.
Well, I mean, the coppers are collectible too, with since they have the batch number on them.
They're pretty.
That's
It's
super
pretty
cool.
cool.
I didn't realize that. That's nice. That's a unique one every time.
Yeah,
every batch.
I haven't examined it yet either. I can see my eyes can't really pick out what's. I know there's some figures on it and things, and I haven't looked at it under a microscope or a magnifying glass yet to see what that's all about. But
Well, Rene Cassin was on the French 2-franc coin before they went to the euro. So there's some, just coolness there. And then there's the duality, because he was a soldier who was injured and became a humanitarian and actually fought for war crime rights against war crimes. So he's got like a duality. And then even the little pull, the ribbon on the side is red, white, and blue for France and America. So there's a whole bunch of symbolism in it, and it was designed with all that in mind.
you guys think of everything, or almost everything. I would.
detail.
All right, now these bottles of Rene, they're in stores, liquor stores, and I think are they on sale right now?
They are
Yes.
for the month of May. They are they're off to $69.99 for a bottle. Yep, normally $70.
And will you continue to make that?
We will, yeah. In fact, in July, we're heading over to Bordeaux to meet with our Armagnac producer, blender, to work on the next batch.
Yeah, we're going to visit the distilleries that actually make the Armagnac.
Oh, that's going to be fantastic. Oh my
we're not
gosh.
upset about that.
This is
Need a sommelier to go with you? You know.
By all means.
And we're going to Josephine Baker's house, too.
Yeah.
Fun.
this is a remarkable endeavor. It's you have to really believe in what you're doing. You've sunk a lot of money into doing this,
That's a fair statement.
and your idea is to be profitable with it. Is it going okay? I mean, I don't want to be too personal about it, but
No, great question. And it is. It's going great. In fact, we just got the vodka that we put together. We actually put that together primarily because of the fact that we're the only liquor store in Utah County open on Sundays. So we thought we better offer a vodka because, there's definitely some demand. But we thought we're not going to make just a plain old vodka. We're going to put our best into it. Well, turns out it won gold at the San Francisco Spirit Awards.
well, okay.
Which
So we
is
did a
like the
pretty decent
Oscars for
job.
the industry.
And now it's into the state of Utah. And in fact, we just got word yesterday that Idaho is interested in bringing it in up there. As well.
Nice.
So, things are moving along. We're
What
doing
are the
right.
grains in the vodka?
It's 99 corn.
99 corn. Nice. That's what gives us that nice
I think it's-
round mouthfeel. And
Let's talk about all the products you do have. So we've talked about the Josephine and the Rene. What else do we have available here at Clearwater?
So one of our best sellers is the Scandalust.
Scandalust.
Scandalust. It's
And
nice.
what's that?
It's our adult version, the way cinnamon whiskey really should taste. So instead of getting cinnamon flavoring, which we did actually investigate. In fact, we tasted every single approved cinnamon flavor that the TTB has looked at for cinnamon flavored and hated it all. It's just terrible. It's just fake tasting
Candy.
and slimy and just not really what we wanted. So, we thought, it's cinnamon. Why don't we just put cinnamon and whiskey together? And we all looked at each other. Steph's like, all right, I'm on it. And so, and that's exactly what it is. There's not a drop of sugar in that, not a grain of sugar, nothing, no food coloring. It's just whiskey and cinnamon. That's why we put the ingredients list on the front there. cinnamon whiskey.
That which one is that? This one here? Oh, this one. Oh, there it is. Scandalust. It's interesting when you're describing that. That is, I don't care for flavored whiskeys really much because they always taste like, whether it's peanut butter or cinnamon or they taste kind of just
Fake.
Yeah, it's like candy, or it's reminiscent of peanut butter, or it's reminiscent of cinnamon. It's not cinnamon spice.
Yeah. And where this is rather cinnamon forward, but it's the great part about it is it does have a little bit of a sweetness to it. But where that comes from is actually the barrel, the caramels in the barrel from the whiskey, and then also the cinnamon oils themselves have a little bit of sweetness that the alcohol is able to extract, and people just love it.
I think it sounds great. It sounds great. Now, what else do we have? You've got the vodka, which
Yeah, we have Lawrence, which is the third of the Icon series. So Josephine Baker, Renee Casson, and then Lawrence Peter Freuchen. They're all real people.
Who's Lawrence Peter Freuchen?
So he's the
You're
burly
Freuchen
guy.
kidding me, aren't you?
He was a Danish explorer. Everybody's heard of Shackleton. Nobody's heard of
Right.
this guy. But he was just this massive man, almost 7 feet tall. He won the $64,000 question years ago. Nobody except, you have to be pretty old to
On the TV.
have white hair to know what that is.
Yeah.
But
Which was a new thing.
he made movies. He wrote books. He was an adventurer explorer.
Yeah, one of the original members of the New York Explorers Club. In fact, he was out there exploring the North Pole with handmade stuff. Not like nice Patagonia clothing or anything like that. No, he's out there, the man's man, just doing everything and to survive up there, and because he thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, there's that, and then you have the whiskey.
This is most like a rum, but we use a botanical basket.
The Lorenz's,
yes.
yeah.
But we use a botanical basket like they use in gin to put cinnamon sticks and vanilla beans, and not just any vanilla beans, but amazing vanilla beans. They make the best custard afterward. I use them to cook with. But yeah, this is, we say, the world's most versatile spirit. It makes a margarita or a Lawrence and tonic or a
martini?
caipirinha. Probably. I wouldn't.
No.
He dances super well with citrus. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
So my favorite thing to do is a caipirinha. So you take several lime wedges and a little bit of demerara sugar, you muddle that up, and a little bit of Lawrence over top of that. It's fantastic.
I like it in a margarita, so it replaces a lot of spirits.
I see.
That's the cool thing.
And then the whiskey.
Yes, so we have a Wednesday whiskey, which we trademarked because everybody says Whiskey Wednesday. So we have Wednesday whiskey. And this is our everyday whiskey. Did you go to work today? You deserve some whiskey. Did you walk the dog? You deserve whiskey.
Well, I think I need an everyday whiskey then, because I got to work every goddamn day. I'm telling
It's
you.
an all red whiskey right there.
And don't save it for Wednesdays. You can have it.
Okay.
But that one it's a price point that everybody likes. It's affordable. It's excellent.
How much is
Yeah,
it?
it's a $39 bottle.
That's
And the idea there was to put our best foot forward for a $39 bottle, and it's exceptionally smooth and just really a lot of flavor. And every batch we're going to make different. That's what we really love about this too, is that we're batch based on everything because we just don't feel like it has to be machine-like exactly the same every single bottle.
Who does all the design? Have we covered all the product?
Well, we have some other special ones, like our 7-year and a 14-year, but they're only available at the distillery.
Yeah, they're pretty
So
editions.
So what's nice is that people can come here and buy these products as well, and buy some that they might not find in the liquor store. And they can come on Sunday,
That's right.
which is weird for Utah and Utah County, even weirder.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, we're breaking the rules down here, except that we're not.
No, you're just down the road from the church, I see.
well,
Several of them.
that's everywhere.
Yeah.
You
Hard
can't-
not to be in this county. Yeah.
What are your? Tell people how you find the place. It's a little kind of weird. You come into this complex, these industrial buildings, very nice industrial buildings, but
Yeah, this is your typical kind of warehouse with retail space.
Yeah.
A little park here, but if you get off at the Pleasant Grove exit down Pleasant Grove Boulevard, and then you'll go right to the liquor store. We'll turn right at the liquor store, and we're about a half mile down the road from that, so not too hard to find.
and Sunday hours are.
Yeah, we're
11 to
11
7.
to 7.
11 to 7. Is it go well on Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday's
Yeah.
our best day, actually.
Really?
Surprise.
Yeah. There you go.
And that's when we have Jimmy come in too. That's probably why.
Yeah, once a month.
Yeah.
You're doing events here, Jimmy, once a month, right?
Yeah, we do a cigar paired with one of Clearwater's beautiful spirits, and then we get creative and make 2 cocktails with them. Yeah.
Talk about the cigars a little bit? Are these are cigars that you import? You don't roll them here.
No.
No.
We source them.
Source them from where do you source them from?
Well, we have, of course, our own favorites that we bring in, but then, we go to we're a member of the Premium Cigar Association as well, and we go to the shows there and try to discover, actually, similar to what we're doing, up-and-coming brands who are putting together something that's superior quality. Not just people that are out there to make a buck, but people that are proud of their craft and put something amazing together. So that's kind of the collection that we're trying to cultivate, and Jimmy certainly appreciates that.
And you put your own label on them, right?
No.
No.
No. Oh, you just go look for the ones you like, and it's all different labels. And
And actually, starting in June, we're taking sign-ups right now. We're going to have a cigar club, and we get a couple cigars every month. They're this premium cigar club, and you can only get them through this club. And we're going to have
And
2
you get a
cigars
flask,
every
actually,
month,
this
yeah.
really cool flask that it's called the Chartwell Club,
Oh,
and it's named
okay.
after Winston Churchill's home in the UK.
yeah.
And so it's got a little Chartwell Club logo on this leather-bound cool flask, and
That's lovely. I think it's just great. You've created a little world here. Like you walk into this place, and so you're outside, and there's a parking lot, and it's an industrial-looking building, kind of. But then you walk in, and it's like,
It's captivating.
okay, I'm somewhere else now. I am in some other set. It's like a time machine in a way.
yeah, everything is important. We want people to feel comfortable, and like you said, we don't miss any of the details.
Yeah, you really have paid. Now, who does the designs of the labels?
we have an artist, and we go back and forth. He has a really good grasp on our brand imagery.
he kind of has
Yeah.
gotten to know what you really want to do.
Yeah.
and-
So we give him some guidelines.
You have to fight with him every once in a while.
No,
Not
he's
really,
awesome,
actually.
actually.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no issues. Usually artists, are a bit, they have
Yeah.
their own little personality. But
These are. I wouldn't know about that. My acting background would not tell you anything about that. We're not temperamental at all. Damn it.
we're excellent with people.
Yes, that's right. I know what so let's see what we need to cover still. This is a question I think Dawson put on here, and I like this. What makes Clearwater defiantly different from the rest?
Well, the defiantly different tagline is actually second choice. The first choice on the tagline was tradition be damned.
Okay.
Mainly because
I like
of the fact
that.
because one of the things that I personally haven't liked working over the years is the comment, "Oh, we've always done it that way."
Yeah.
That's so irritating to me, and it's like,
Yep.
well, okay, I can appreciate when something's well practiced and there's a good, through experience way of doing something, but I don't let it guide me. I basically use it as a reference. But and for us here, we wanted to be creative, and we did not want anybody to tell us how to be creative, so we did it our way. And that's why we target a specific flavor for all of our spirits and not a specific category.
Yeah, the TTB has these established categories. Rum has to be this.
Yeah.
Whiskey has to be this.
Yep.
And Josephine, Renee, and Lawrence are named after people because they don't fit a category. So Lawrence can't be called rum. It's on the bottle. It says crafted spirit. But kind of like Kleenex is a tissue. The brand is Lawrence, Renee.
It's its own thing.
It's its
Because
thing.
What
It's its own
shelf do
thing.
they sit on? I don't
Yeah.
know, and we don't care. And
Does that make it tough to get into the liquor store at all? Do they know? Because I think, well, where are we supposed to put this Lauren stuff?
In Utah, it's tough because you can't taste people on the spirits unless you're in very specific circumstances. But anytime we go out of state or any place else and we say, hey, try this, they don't care what it's called. They're like, I want that.
But more often than not, the store owners will actually say, well, where would I place this? So we generally have Lawrence placed with rum. Renee is placed either with whiskey or brandy, and that's the thing.
Sure.
It could
Yeah.
be in both. And Josephine is usually with the brandies.
Yeah.
So it works.
Yeah, I see. How far out of state are you with this stuff?
Well, we sell actually direct to consumer in 30 states. In fact, we opened our doors the same week COVID hit in March of 2020, and then closed the door and locked it.
Was that good for business in a way?
Well, kind of. I mean, what it did is it forced us to go into e-commerce, which was actually really good.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I had a lot of experience with that, so I was able to get that spun up in really about 11 days.
Yeah.
And that got us through COVID. So, and it also established us online. We also partnered with a fair number of influencers, and that's how the brand really kind of started to grow. Was because of that exposure. So in a way, yeah, it did help us. But I know there's a lot of businesses that had a rough time in COVID and didn't survive.
You are to be congratulated. This is really terrific stuff. I'm very impressed.
Cheers to you guys.
Salud.
That's fantastic.
Cheers.
A little bit of Josephine here.
Yeah, tell me what you think of that.
It's very unusual. It's I get a lot of pear out of it. There's a lot of pear in there. But the fruit, first you get the sting of the alcohol, which is necessary as far as I'm concerned, and then you start to experience the whatever fruits are in there. There are a lot in there, but I think it seems to me the pear to me is the strongest one.
Yep, pear is definitely a standout. What I like about the blueberry is that you don't taste blueberry. Blueberry contributes to a creaminess and a little bit of a tart flavor. And then you have like the mango that's in there to give it that tropical feel, along with the molasses, and the strawberry to me comes through in almost like a strawberry salad, like a strawberry leafy salad is where I see that come in. A little bit of cucumber and the earthiness and stuff, and that comes from a little bit of the apple mixed with the pear. So everything really kind of contributes its own parts of the flavor. And the real fun thing about this is if you pour a dram and you sit there for about 20 minutes and you take a little sip and you let it essentially open like a wine, it changes flavor. Not drastically, but you can definitely get more nuance and different flavors over that 20 minutes. And it's just a lot of fun to sit with folks and talk about what they're getting.
You've done a remarkable job. It's a huge line of products. What's next?
Well, we're looking at offering an agave spirit and a gin, specifically because we are open on Sundays, and those are the two big asks from people. So we're going to try to get those sourced and for sale by this summer.
Hopefully those come pretty soon. Kind of same thing like we did with the vodka, but another thing that we're actually been toying with, and I've been meaning to do this since we started this, is another idea that I had, was I want to take tomatoes. And there's a group in Italy that makes a tomato wine. And I know that doesn't sound amazing, just by saying it. It doesn't sound like that.
It's not going to be like tomato juice.
Yeah, but this group, and a lot of folks say it actually tastes like a really light white wine. And it's called Omerto.
Oh, it's called what?
Omerto.
Omerto.
Okay. And so what I wanted to do with the Omerto is distill it. And then, while distilling it, similar to like we do with Lawrence, is have in the gin basket a little bit of saffron and some peppers. And so making it a savory spirit, specifically a savory spirit, almost like, if you would, a distilled Bloody Mary.
Yeah, Bloody Mary, martini.
Yeah.
Matt likes savory cocktails.
Yeah, and I know
do too.
That may not appeal to the mass crowd.
No,
or
but
anything,
yeah,
but it's just an idea, right? We're just going to do it, and we'll see.
And if it's terrible,
how it
it's
comes
terrible.
out.
But that's
That's great stuff. It's Clearwater Distilling Company. You've done a remarkable job. The cigars are here. The spirits are here. Open 7 days a week. It's a lot of work, but boy, it shows the work that you put into it. You want to do a little splash of news, Jimmy?
Yeah, let's
Santangelo?
do it. Was there another Jimmy here?
No.
There's no other Jimmy at
There's
all.
no other Jimmy. What we like to do is a little a news each episode. And here we go. I picked this one. I thought we would have fun with it. In national pastime drinking, we bring you Mamajuana from the Dominican Republic. I don't know if you've heard of this, being in the distilling world. Check this out. If you're heading to the Dominican Republic, then one drink you'll want to keep an eye on is Mamajuana. Though it's not a traditional drink, there isn't an agreed-upon single recipe. However, each family makes their own. But these are the ingredients. Every recipe contains a bark, the Mamajuana bark, which is historically harvested by the country's indigenous people.
Oh, I thought that was a come on line.
Red wine, honey, and rum are poured over the bark, along with any other ingredient that the maker wants to add. Mr. Cruz, owner of a language school that teaches Dominican culture in the Dominican Republic, is nostalgic about the beverage, saying, "We drink Mamajuana, and in a way, it's like we don't forget our past." Mamajuana's purpose is wide-ranging. It's an aphrodisiac, can be used to treat digestive issues, cure colds, and get rid of the flu. It's also consumed with the sole purpose of having a good old-fashioned time, so long as you don't mind a licoricey, kind of think of Fernet Branca as or a floral taste. So next time you're in the Dominican Republic, don't forget, get a little bit of Mamajuana. And that's your splash of news.
Hey, Mamajuana. This has been a great pleasure. Been great pleasure meeting you guys and tasting your spirits. They're delicious. They're unique.
Thank you.
That's, I think, I mean, that is for sure. They are unique. They break a lot of molds, and you're not going to find this kind of stuff anywhere but here.
Yeah, well, that's the idea. It's just let the creativity go.
Yeah. Thanks for being great hosts, and nice to meet you both. Yeah. It's on sale through the month of May.
Renee.
And
Yeah.
Scandalist, actually, are both on sale.
They're both on.
The cinnamon.
$3 off for the cinnamon and $5 off for Renee through June 1st.
All right.
And we don't know if we're going to do that again.
You're not the Scandalist?
Either of them. Nothing's ever been on sale, and we're not sure if we'll do it again.
We'll see.
But
all right. Great products, great place. It's Clearwater Distilling Company. It's in Pleasant Grove. Just Google it, map it, you'll find it. It's a great place to be and great place to have some cigars and some spirits. Thanks for having us here.
Yeah, you bet.
All right.
Glad you come in.
That's it. Thank you, Dawson. Thank you. We will, by the way, if you would like to find out more about this show, I don't know why you would, but if you'd like to, you can. You can email us at any time. It's the Let's Go Eat Show at gmail.com. The Let's Go Eat Show at gmail.com. Find us on YouTube as well. Thank you, Jimmy Santangelo. It's the Let's Go Eat and Drink Show with Bill Allred and Jimmy Santangelo. Skol.
Salute.
Slanjiva.
Votre santé.
Roast.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Here's mud in your eye.
Here's mud in your eye.
Never understood that one.
That was all right.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of the Let's Go Eat and Drink Show with Jimmy Santangelo. You can contact Jimmy at www.thewineacademyofutah.com. As for Bill Allred, it might be best to just leave him alone. Comments, questions, or angry complaints to the management should be directed to the Let's Go Eat Show at gmail.com. The Let's Go Eat and Drink Show is produced by Dawson Dow. Our theme music was composed and recorded by Doug Wild. Recording facilities, as needed, are by the Visit Salt Lake Media Center at www.visitsaltlake.com. The show is a Double Plus production. I'm Zach Caton. Make mine a double.
Let's go.